Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Scope. And now, here are your hosts, Jared, Adam, and Shane.
Hello, hello, episode 292 of The Scope. Jared, I think this marks our third show in a row.
It's amazing. How do we do it?
We're getting deep into September.
This is enough for the year, right?
Probably, I think we're done. Just in general, we, over the past 6 months or so, 8 months, we didn't really do a lot of 3 shows in a row. It usually was 2 shows and a break.
Yeah.
So this is kind of back to the original schedule. We'll see how it goes. Jared in the studio. I am in the studio next to him. Adam, a little empty, but, you know, hope springs eternal.
We'll get him back.
We will get him back.
You can write some kind letters.
Yeah, write some positive, optimistic type stuff.
Pull out that box of stationery your grandma gave you that you haven't used, because who writes letters anymore? But pull it out.
Yeah, monsters write them.
You write a letter.
Old fogies write them.
You write a letter. We don't care if you make mistakes. It's fine.
Dear Adam.
Dear Adam.
Where are you?
Where are you at, Holmes?
Where are you at, Holmes?
Yeah.
Atomatic will replace you forever if you do not come back.
Oh. I've leveled up a lot in my web dev, my JavaScripts. I could probably code in Atomatic now.
Okay. Think about it. Yeah. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, maybe that's a little project for the fall.
Yeah, how about some sound bits and some new websites too?
Oh, there's that. There's that.
It's kind of like cleaning your room upstairs. We talk about it, but we don't necessarily get to it.
You know, if we had redesigned the website, we'd want to redesign it by now. So
yeah, we did. This is a new redesign. Actually, the designs that we came up with before, I need to reevaluate those.
Probably should,
because it's probably too old.
Things have changed.
Things have changed.
That's all right.
Okay, we're good. We're getting back to it. Let's redesign the redesign.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! Today we are talking about streaming services. Specifically, we're doing Apple TV Plus versus Disney Plus.
The brand new ones.
They are the two new kids on the block, run by giant media conglomerates.
What about HBO Max? Are we going to get to that? That's not launched until next year.
Yeah, it's next. These are 2019 releases. Yeah. Before we get into the main segment of the show after the break, I did want to ask you, Jared, how many streaming services do you have right now? Let's talk about that. Let's get into
TV.
Let's just talk about it.
Just TV.
No, let's say any streaming service, anything you're paying a monthly fee to get entertainment for. What do you got? So let's go.
Well, we got Netflix.
Got Netflix.
Hold on, let's count them out. We got Netflix.
We got Hulu.
We got Hulu.
We got Amazon Prime.
Although, it's a bundled service.
Yeah, I mean, you're still taking it.
Counts. It's part of the package.
We got Spotify. Is there anything else that we pay for? Well, we get HBO, but because we also have cable, so that's, you got to count that.
Pay for that, and I do use the streaming part of it.
Yep. So that's 6 things we're up to. Is there anything else we're missing?
I don't think so. You got all the same ones.
Yeah, I think we have the same stuff.
Yeah, I don't...
we don't pay for any of these other... We don't pay for CBS All Access.
No, although that's on my radar.
It's on your radar.
Well...
What about the Warner Brothers? That of an interest.
That one doesn't interest me at all.
That one
super fucking compelling.
And then we've got the NBC one, which may just come through cable. So
that one is just weird.
So we got 6 services counting cable.
Already.
And we could...
More offerings
add
on the map.
We could add up to 3 or 4 more. I mean, when does it become too much, Jared?
I don't know, but we should wait to talk about this until we get to our B block.
Of those services, Jared,
yeah,
what's your favorite right now? What is the biggest bang for the buck of those 6?
I mean, Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is so
even
much
over
content.
Comcast cable?
Oh, I didn't know that was
you
part
count Comcast in there. Are you at the point where you can get rid of that Comcast? We're not quite there yet.
I could make it work if I had to. If I wanted to, I could make it work.
But isn't that the problem though? You have to make it work. We don't want to make things work. We just want it to work.
Look, you and I subscribe to the bucket of content theory.
We love the bucket of content.
You have the TiVo. TiVo knows when the shows are on. TiVo records them, and then you get to them when you get to them.
And TiVo can see some of those shows. Like when you search for it, it comes up in this is where you can record it from.
Sure. It just works. Now, you can get, I would say, 80 to 90% of the way there with some of the new television streaming services. Like, you could probably get there pretty closely with YouTube TV. But YouTube TV is missing some channels. Like, if you like Viacom channels, you're not going to get them there.
Yeah.
There's no MTV. There's no VH1. Gone. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is some channels you can't get. And there is no, like, single service that you can get that has all of the channels you may want.
If there is a streaming
Like there
service
is for
that
cable.
figures it out, if there's a streaming service that can do that, can check all the boxes, that's a game changer. But it hasn't happened for years.
It's dumb. But maybe we're headed that way, but that's just a huge cord-cutting problem. And that's why I still have cable.
Right.
So, there's that.
Yeah. And the thing is, as we've talked about before, you're going to pay no matter what. You might pay a little less, but you're still going to pay for.
Believe me,
you're going to pay for internet, and if you don't get cable with that internet, cable TV, that internet's going to be more expensive.
Everyone thinks that they're going to be in this cord-cutting utopia where they only pay for the things they want. Well, guess what? The companies that give you these services have thought about this. They know how to steer your behavior, and you're just going to end up with cable on the internet. That's where we're headed.
Right. And that
100%.
And like these bundled packages, that's all cable, guys. You're getting cable in a different format.
Yeah.
You're getting the channels that way. No one is just getting one channel. Maybe at the very beginning of the cord cutting thing, where some people were getting the stuff to work with antenna. Yeah, you
can do that.
You were saving money. But to really get all the stuff you want, you're going to pay more than what you're going to want to pay. That's the end of the story.
You're paying for convenience.
Right. And Apple and Disney are going to add to that. Because everything is going to be paid for, baby. You're going to subscribe to everything.
Plex has got some sort of streaming deal too. I don't know, but we're not going to talk about that one.
No, we're just going to talk about the two that are scheduled to come out in November of 2019. Apple's still a question mark. Maybe by the time this show hits the interweb, I hate saying that. By the time this show is posted, there may be more information. But right now, we're giving you the info that we know, and it's sparse, and it's going to be an interesting conversation, I think. So, Jared, why don't we take a quick break?
Okay.
And we'll go on with episode 292 and our Islands in the Stream segment right after this.
Folks, that is 3 shows in a row. I don't know what else we can do to get you and your patronage to sign up.
We're back. We're proving it to you. We're proving it.
Patreon.com/The Scope Show. That's where you go. Pledge as little as $1 an episode. And it just happens. The magic continues to flow into your ear holes just the way you want it. Patreon.com/The Scope Show for more information.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on.
It's going to be terrible.
Do it.
You do something I don't know how to explain. Hold me close so and I feel no pain. The beat of my heart. We got something going on. It's terrible.
Here we go. Ready?
No.
Tender love is blind. It requires a dedication. Sing it with me, Jared. All this love we feel needs no conversation. We ride it together, making love with each other, Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other.
We're just going to sing you
from one lover to another. There we go. We did it.
That's horrible. Oh boy. Sorry, folks. I know you just signed up on patreon.com/The Scope Show, but please don't hit the cancel button already.
That was indulgent, and I loved every minute. I think we might have a show where we're just singing karaoke at the beginning of every.
Boy. Let's not make that a regular thing.
I feel like Kenny Rogers was in my register. I don't know about Dolly, but
I would see. This is my problem. I didn't actually review it ahead of time, so I didn't know where the notes were. I think if I had like given it a listen, I might have been in the ballpark. But no.
Oh, if you only could have made dogs howling during that would have been
horrible.
That was
Thank
fun.
you, folks.
That was fun.
612-21 scope.
Islands in the stream, nothing to do with anything other than that Jared and I are sort of the proverbial islands in the stream. The stream being content on the internet.
Just coming constantly. Just
Today we're talking about Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus. Boy, oh
everything's
boy,
a plus now.
There's a lot.
Plus.
There's a lot to think about. Jared, which one do we want to start with? Do we want to start with the one we know most about, or do we want to start with the question mark?
I think you start with. I think there's less to talk about with Apple TV Plus, so let's get that one out of the way.
So Apple TV Plus is the very secretive streaming service from Apple. It ties directly into their Apple TV app. It is priced to launch, rumored to launch at $9.99 a month, which is cheaper than Netflix right now.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of question marks right there. Launch in November sometime, possibly before Disney.
Sure. I don't think that matters.
I mean, Apple has oh boy, they may have announced a lot of this information at their iPhone conference that's coming up.
Yeah.
So we, obviously some of this stuff may be a little bit out of date, but bear with us. Right now for content's a big question mark for Apple TV Plus right now. They're saying that they're going to have 5 TV shows at launch. The morning show being the big notable one with Steve Carell and Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
It's a good cast.
It's a great cast. It's the trailer looks interesting. And then Dickinson, which follows the life of Emily Dickinson before she's a writer, I think. So it's a period piece. There's 3 other shows, I think, that could be coming. We don't know for sure. But other
Seems
shows,
like you want to get a little more information out there, Apple.
Right. So some of the other shows, I mean, they've got big names attached to the content that's coming, including Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, or a couple names. Aquaman is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these shows include a redo of the Twilight Zone-like show, Amazing Stories. We've got another show called See, Little American, Helpsters, For All Mankind, Truth Be Told, and Servant.
For All Mankind does intrigue me.
Tell me a little bit about that one,
It's
Jared.
so this is from Battlestar Galactica's showrunner Ron Moore.
Oh, that's right.
And it imagines the space race, but with the Soviet Union putting a person on the moon first. So
Interesting. Yes. So
could be interesting.
You've got
I like
all
that.
this. So the rumor is that they might release a couple of shows at a time, but then it'll go to like a weekly release. So sort of Hulu-esque in the execution for their big shows.
Hulu's weird, and like Handmaid's Tale is week to week, but Runaways is all at once.
Yeah, I think some of their big names, big shows, like their big crossover shows that appeal to more people, they want you to take it one episode at a time. You know what? I'm fine with that. I don't need to binge my shows. The only thing is
then you're gonna love Disney Plus.
Well, with Handmaid's Tale, though, I think that not being all available has made it so we don't watch it as quickly. So that's the rub on that.
Sure, and that's valid. You can just wait till it's all there, and then you can watch it.
Weaknesses for Apple TV include it's expensive for what you get, especially considering we don't know what we're going to get. What vintage shows are we going to get, Jared? What other streaming content?
On Apple TV?
On Apple TV. Is there going to be anything? I mean, they're really trying to break from the traditional streaming Netflix model. Their pricing is weird. It's about premium content at a premium price. Apple can get away with that with their devices because their devices are something special. But content, that's a different story. Would you not agree with that, Jared?
I agree, and I don't know that you're going to see any legacy content on Apple TV+.
So you may not see anything.
Well, here's the thing. That content's all owned by some
they
media
own
company.
Nothing.
And every one of those companies is intending to do their own service.
Even like Viacom, are they like with all those MTV type properties, or is that's all like CBS Access, right? Are they tied together? Who owns like Nickelodeon shows? Where do those pop up?
I don't know. That might be CBS. Like it seems like every big media company is starting their own streaming service because they own content already. Apple doesn't have any ownership. Like what else are they going to pad this out with? I think it's all going to be this boutique premium content, and that's it. And maybe that's all they need. Because in the end, how much? I guess I'm different, but like, what do you watch on Netflix besides their Netflix originals?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't watch. I know a lot of people watch The Office and
Friends,
and that's all going away. Mm-hmm. So
I think people will find out.
Maybe this is why Netflix is freaked out.
Yeah, but who knows how freaked out Netflix is? I don't know.
But that's what everyone's talking about right now.
I don't know. I mean, they will not continue that trajectory up and up. But I don't know if they're totally freaked out. And I think that's a question we can ask. We can ask at the end of this, like, how many of these services are going to be exist at the end of the day. Yeah, but Apple TV is interesting because if they release and they have no vintage shows and they've got 5 shows at launch, and we don't know about these shows. Like, are they gonna release 5 episodes of something for $10 a month? Like, what is? I mean, I don't know what they're going to do if they have no legacy content to lean on.
Yeah.
How compelling is it? For me right now, it's not super compelling.
No, it's not compelling to me at all.
At all. Like, I have no desire. None.
They haven't proven anything. Now, there was a point, when people would get HBO purely to watch Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And so they would pay for it during the run of Game of Thrones. And, if that's all you're watching 4 hours of television a month, and you're paying, $15 a month or whatever for it.
Yep. So $30 per season.
I think if you have a show that's worth it, then people will pay for it. But Apple hasn't shown us anything yet. We have no idea if these shows are worth it. And everything I've seen so far indicates that it's not worth paying just for those programs. So what's the incentive? I don't know. I'm very much a wait and see on Apple TV Plus.
And, you are less an Apple fanboy than you used to be. So, but I'm a bigger one, and I have no desire to spend the money. So we'll have to see.
And it's the trick is you need to have a device that can access it
right,
because it's not going to be everywhere.
Yep.
Now, they've made moves to put Apple TV into other places. Like there will be an app, I believe, on Android, definitely on some modern Samsung TVs, but it's not going to be as ubiquitous as some of the other services for sure.
Yep, they're going to have to
Netflix
push that
is
hard.
everywhere.
Yep, everywhere.
Netflix is on the box of your Samsung TV you bought.
Yep.
So
going nowhere.
Yeah.
So, but here's the other compelling service. So we've got this Disney Plus. They're coming out
Have you heard of this?
They're coming out November 12th at a price of $6.99 a month. $12.99 a month that includes a Hulu, ad-supported Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So if you want to spend a little bit of money there, you get that. Their library is a bit more robust. They've got 18 of Pixar's...
Even more robust after the Fox acquisition.
18 of Pixar's 21 films, I think, are going to be hitting initially. Most of Marvel's film library will be hitting initially. 30 seasons of The Simpsons ready to go on launch. Limited release of Disney's back catalog of movies with more things added. All Star Wars movies, right, will be available on November 12th.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay, good.
Or at least the original 9.
Well, I mean,
or the
obviously
original,
the
original trilogy. But I don't know for sure, but I should know that. I could have swore that all the Star Wars movies are going to be available.
Could be.
Or a good chunk of them anyway. Or the original 6 trilogy. I don't know. And then they've got new shows coming. I think for release date of November 12th, we've got, of course, The Mandalorian. That's the Star Wars High School Musical, the series. We've got Encore, which is a Disney docuseries. Forky Asks a Question, a Disney Plus short-form children's series. And The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which might be my dark horse show out of all of them because it looks fascinating to me.
And as he says, he doesn't know anything.
He does not know anything. And then they've got a lot of shows in the works that Apple hasn't even gotten close to this amount, including Obi-Wan, the Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, WandaVision, Loki's show, Falcon and Bucky, What If, the animated show, which is interesting. They've got Captain Marvel, which will eventually tie into the TV show or the movie. You've got the Hawkeye show. You've got the Rogue One prequel. They have got a lot of content that's out there, Jared.
Yeah, and they just announced more at D23.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's where you get She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yep.
Yeah.
Just
a ton of stuff coming.
Right, and they'll have all these movies that will go from the theater directly to Disney Plus. And the only weakness that I can think of for what this is, Jared, is there enough content for everyone? It's a very specialized market.
Yeah.
Beyond these TV shows that they're having, how much of this vintage Disney stuff will you ever go and watch? Honestly, probably very little.
Once you step outside the bounds of Star Wars and Marvel, there's not as much interest for me.
Yeah.
However,
maybe you'd catch up on some Pixar movies.
I've run the numbers, and
you run numbers. I like it.
There's enough content coming that I have already pre-bought 3 years of Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm probably doing that tonight. So
using the special offer that was out there. So
you save 20.
I'm in it regardless.
I'm in
20, it to win it,
and they know it. They know you want. They know that if they can dangle a low price, people will do it. And I think that's the key. The price has to be affordable.
Yeah.
And then in 3 years, we'll see if they jack it up to $10 a month.
I have to assume that once you you're 3 years down the road and all of this content is there, price hikes are coming.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened after the first year. But I just think there's enough content there that, I don't need to be watching it solely every day to feel like I'm getting enough value out of it, because I don't do that with Netflix. I don't do that with Hulu. I'll spend time in Netflix for a week or two watching a couple series, and then maybe I'll bop over to Hulu and then I'm watching stuff over there for a while, or I'm on Amazon Prime and I'm watching stuff. There's time where I'm not the type of person who's like, I'm only going to get it during the months that I'm actually watching it. I'm not that. I'm like, whatever. I'll keep it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So there's definitely enough content on Disney Plus to warrant the price, and the fact that it's only, even if I didn't pre-buy, if it was $6.99 a month, it's still a good enough value compared to Apple. If they come out at $9.99 with 2 shows that I may or may not even be interested in, easy win there for me.
Right.
But as you said, get outside those core properties. Is there enough there to be interesting? Probably not. But I may not have to ever venture outside those core properties.
We don't have young children. You don't have any children. Correct. So a lot of the shows that would be very appealing to families are less so for us.
My hope is that there is a checkbox I can tick that says, don't show me this. Don't show me the kid stuff. I don't want to see it.
Yes. And honestly, if The Mandalorian comes... Oh, we forgot about The Clone Wars. That's coming as well. But if the Mandalorian comes out of the gate strong, I think that just might be enough. We are so into Star Wars that it just that could be enough.
And they're doing the week to week too, right? They're not doing it season dropping it all at
No,
once.
I believe it's going to be piece by piece, which is exciting. It makes it an event every week.
Yep.
I'm fine with that. So
we're getting cable back.
Disney Plus, yes. Apple TV, no. A year from now, what does the streaming world look like? A year from now, we've got additional things. Maybe even a year isn't good enough, but 5 years from now, are all of these services going to be around, or will there be some that drop out, some that combine?
I feel like it's impossible for all of these services to survive.
To make money, right?
So you've already got the ones we mentioned. Now you've got Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus coming this fall. Next spring you've got HBO Max. You've got what else? There's the Warner Media one coming. They're also doing some weird partnership with Plex to stream stuff ad supported. It's just every media company is going to want their own. NBC, we talked about that one. There's no way for this all to survive.
No, not if they're all following the same model or similar models. It's too expensive.
Now, if it's an ad supported streaming service that's free, maybe those stick around and they pick up some paying customers here and there to get rid of ads. Maybe that's an option. I just don't see it. I don't know how you can do it, and I think you're going to end up getting it back to where now. I don't actually know how this would function, but if you get back to bundling these services now into packages where you get a discount.
Yeah,
and like we've always said, you're right back to cable TV.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You've gained nothing. You've lost nothing.
I don't know how that functions because each of these is run by a different company. So who's going to be the bundling agent? Apple has sort of positioned themselves as maybe being able to do this, being able to strike deals with these companies and do some sort of bundled service as part of your Apple TV Plus, maybe.
Maybe that's the big surprise that we're missing.
Yeah.
That they'll hook up with...
Because you'll be able to subscribe through their service to these other streaming services, at least the ones they've made deals with.
But they probably want to get with Hulu, and Hulu doesn't need them because they are mostly Disney-owned, right?
Hulu is essentially Disney Plus 2 at this point.
Right.
Now that it's Disney has all of the interest in it.
Who can Apple team up with?
And
would they team up with Warner Brothers? But even that's not... That's different. It's not. You don't have the breadth of content. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think Apple's in trouble on this. I feel like Apple TV Plus.
Well, relatively. In trouble in that their venture may just fail and get shuttered. It's not like they're going to go out of business.
They don't have enough content, and they're way late to the game. Right. They don't have enough power to say we are going to do something we're going to have a format. A model that's so different from everybody else, and because we're Apple, we can get away with it. I don't think that they can win this. They can't win that battle. There needs to be more. Like Apple TV needs to be like $3 a month.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be $3 a month.
It could be a loss leader.
Yeah. Or you tie it in with Apple Music and you say, okay, with this and Apple Music, it's $5 a month.
I think people have said that this is probably heading towards some sort of bundling of Apple services where you get a bunch of stuff at a reduced rate. And that would make sense.
Yeah, if you can do that.
But maybe they're okay with not competing with Netflix and Disney Plus. Maybe they're okay being somewhere in the middle and just getting enough subscribers.
Yeah. They got to make money, though. That's the thing. They got to make money.
You can't do it without making money. It seems stupid, but I don't see what the winning scenario is for Apple.
$10 a month for 5 shows, Jared, is not enough. It's not enough content. Even if they're putting in old legacy content like Disney, half the stuff you don't watch, it's the impression of what's there. It's the impression that you can go there and you can look around. Oh, I haven't seen A Bug's Life in 10 years. I'll just turn it on. I mean, you could do something like that. Or if you have kids that would get access to some of that stuff. Same with Netflix, you can jump around and find something there that you've never seen before. That's what Apple TV seems to be missing right now, and I think that's going to hurt them, along with this high price point.
I think maybe
Disney's feeding them their lunch right now when it comes to that.
I mean, and all of this is speculative because none of this is actually in the market yet. But I think Apple is probably hoping that they get some sort of breakout hit that then drives subscriptions. But so far, any of the stuff that I've seen listed isn't enough. Like,
the morning
maybe Amazing Stories is going to be the thing. I don't know.
And weird sci-fi anthologies like that are not usually breakout hits.
No.
I think that their big breakout show is probably the morning show because it's got the star power, but even that looks like it could be a little weird.
What if it's terrible?
Could absolutely be terrible.
That would be just terrible. Like here's your
that would be terrible.
Brand new marquee show that's going to drive user signups, and the reviews are terrible.
It better
very well happen.
It better be the best show in the streaming universe because that's what Apple needs for this.
Which is, you contrast that with Disney Plus, which, there's probably going to be some stuff that doesn't end up being good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so much other stuff,
right?
And that's where they can just win. And Hulu now getting like all the R-rated Fox stuff, it's all going to be over there, and then bundling those together. How do you fight that?
Yeah, I wish they would bundle Hulu, ESPN, Disney Plus, and Spotify together. If I could get that package.
Oh, yeah. I don't even want the ESPN one, but
you can get rid of ESPN.
If it ends up being a net cheaper cost, then sure.
If Disney Plus can go in with Spotify, look out.
So we're pretty much locked into Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Apple TV is
we don't know.
way to be determined with a heavy lean towards not in our lifetime.
Anything else on your radar? Are any of those other streaming services coming? Are they even being considered at this point by you?
No, not right now. And I actually think like some of these shows that are banking on Friends in The Office, being their anchor, at some point that fad dies. These kids grow up and they aren't watching that stuff all the time. They are, like there will be a time when my kid who watches The Office every day and watches Friends every day, she's probably not going to watch it that much. And then what else are they going to have? They will also have to have new original content. That's why I think that these networks that believe they can win on nostalgia shows, I think they're kidding themselves. At the end of the day, I think that it's great for Netflix, but Netflix has a balance of new and old. And that's why they're successful.
And they got a jump on it.
They were first. They were first.
They were the first, and nobody was doing what they were doing, but now they are. Netflix is going to. They're never going to be as popular as they have been.
No,
I think they can still be just fine with a slightly smaller.
They will be the leader in the industry.
I would be curious if this prompts them to reduce prices because
that'd be great.
Because I think their price hikes probably rubbed some people wrong.
Yeah.
And they may have to course correct and say, you're right. We're going to be a little more price competitive with other services.
Give you more, maybe a little less cost on that.
Right. Maybe we shouldn't have financed all those series that we canceled after 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Oops.
Some of those you should have kept, you idiots.
Or just not
or
made
not
so
made
many shows.
Or not made them at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously they were gearing up for this battle, and they wanted to get
content.
They
knew that they had to have a ton of their own content they owned because they were going to lose some of their bread and butter shows. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, boy, Jared. I don't know. All I know is it's going to affect our bottom line. It's going to cost us, and we're just going to have to weather the storm. And there may be a time when I don't have subscriptions to every single one of these services that I don't watch nearly as much.
Do you feel like
you come back?
Do you feel like you miss out on those water cooler conversations on the big shows of the day like we used to have?
I do, but the thing is, Jared, there's so much great content out there that you can't be involved in every single one of those conversations.
No, it just used to be 5 years ago. There were still shows that you knew people were watching, day and date, and you'd be able to talk about them. But it just doesn't happen anymore.
Can't do it. You cannot do it.
Other than like the last season of Game of Thrones, you knew everyone was going to watch that right away. It just hasn't.
Just think of The Handmaid's Tale. How excited people were for that show, season 1.
Yeah.
Little less than season 2, and then season 3 goes through, and nobody talked about it.
No,
not a person talked about it. So it just goes to show you that. I don't know if that reflects on quality or just the fact that there's so much stuff out there all
everyone's
the time.
Just got their own boutique selection of programs that they watch.
That's
now.
it.
And it just
eventually, when you have too many boutiques, Jared, you don't have enough money to run them all, and those boutiques close, and they go away.
Then you've got suburban blight. Malls are shutting down.
That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have the Netflix right next to the Limited and Suncoast Vidya.
Oof. Yeah.
Whew. All right. Well, we did this. No more needs to be said.
Okay.
So let's play the sucker out, and we'll be back with more Scope right after this.
We now join the scope already in progress. Under the scope.
Hey, everybody. We're back with Under the Scope, and coming soon. All right, we're back with music for September 20th. This is a big hitting list right here, Jared. Blink-182. They've released a few singles. Their album 9 is coming.
The singles for this album?
Yep.
I haven't even listened. I should do that.
Yep. Brittany Howard, you might know her as the lead singer from Alabama Shakes. Got a solo album called Jamie.
Okay.
Been playing some of her songs on some of the alternative stations across the country. One of my daughter's favorite favorite artists has got a new album. It's called All the Feels, and it's Fitz and the Tantrum. Not the singles that I've heard off of this album, not as exciting to me. This is for all you old school alternative Brit kids out there. Liam Gallagher's got a new album called Why Me? Why Not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? M83, they have one of the best songs of the past 10 years. They've got a new album coming out. And Jared's favorite, the Jack Brown Band, hitting hard with The Owl.
I know nothing about Jack Brown.
Liar. Movies on September 20th in
My birthday.
Wow, ham horn. One of the purest, Jared, this is the essence of counter-programming. Listen to these two movies and tell me if they could be any more different.
Okay.
We'll start with the Downton Abbey movie.
Okay.
And then
very fancy, upstairs, downstairs.
And then the double feature, you walk right across the theater hallway and you go see Rambo Last Blood.
Ooh. That's going to be gritty. A lot of blood.
A lot of gritty. And then maybe he'll do a cameo in Downton Abbey.
There's something for the guys, something for the gals.
Something for the guys, something for the gals. And there we go. For video games for the week of September 15th, we've got a tough one. This is right out of Adam's wheelhouse. We've got Ni no Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch Remastered. And that's it. But that's not it, Jared. We got one order of business to take care of, and that's called Hit It or Miss It.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't it work? Oh, because I'm over here.
Hit it or miss it. Hit of the week. Hit it or miss it. Miss of the week. Look out!
That makes my Weezer gaffe from last week positively harmless. This week, Jared and I are going hard negative. We're going a hard miss it on a movie that we cannot wait to be done. There's only one other movie that may get a bigger miss it than this one. That would be the New Mutants movie that we hope never sees the light of day. Unless it's on streaming, then we'll watch it, but it should not be released in the theaters. Of course, we're talking about the summer block blunder X-Men Dark Phoenix, Jared. Failure at the box office. The capper to the Fox X-Men movie universe. Don't let the Cerebro door hit you on the way out. Am I right, Jared?
Yeah. What do you think about these rumors that the newest cut of New Mutants is severing ties with the Fox X-Men movies? I don't even know what that means. Like, how are you severing ties?
Like it's going to exist in the Marvel or on its own?
I think that's probably too much of an ask. Like, I don't know. Whatever. It's severing ties. It's changing things. Apparently, it's closer to what the director intended and maybe less so what Fox wanted him to do.
So it's still X-Men, young X-Men in a haunted house.
Yeah. No. The bones are still there.
We don't need it.
Right.
I don't care what some creators said, that it's kind of clever. We don't want an X-Men in a haunted house. We don't want an X-Men in a haunted house.
I concur.
Okay, we're done.
Under the scope.
Still thinking about my rant right there.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Folks, we did it. 3 shows, 3 weeks. Now we take a hard-earned break.
For 4 months. Bye, everybody.
Happy holidays!
Yeah. See you after Christmas.
No, we'll try to be more consistent.
Yeah, we will try.
Yeah, and you know how you encourage that consistency?
Tell me.
By reaching out, letting us know how much you love us, how much you're happy that we're back, and how much you listened and tell your friends about the show. You can do that. Comments at thescopeshow.com or call the voicemail line 612-21-SCOPE. That is 612-217-2673. Or reach out to us on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Those links at our website, thescopeshow.com. And if you'd like to support the show, to really show how much you're happy we're back, you can do so at Patreon, patreon.com/thescopeshow. Get in there. You know, everyone knows Patreon now. You find your favorite creators, you give them a little money.
And you become a patron.
Patron. Yeah. And you show, put your money where your mouth is.
Hey, if you want to send us a message asking us to sing a particular song in karaoke, Jared and I will tackle that. I think that really has to be a regular bit.
Duets
because I think
only.
it was beautiful.
Duets only.
Yeah. Jared and Shane sing all the classic duets.
We promised to listen to it once beforehand. To at least try it to hit the notes. It's not like Rock Band. There's no guide. You got to do it from memory. It's like, karaoke of old.
Yeah. When do you come in? You've got to know the song. So
it's true.
So we got to be looking 70s, 80s, and 90s for a lot of that stuff.
Maybe you're looking for a song you want us to sing, and you're going to purchase a box set of karaoke CDs or something.
Right.
You can do that through Amazon.
Yeah, not supporting us.
No, but
not supporting us, Jared.
It won't support us. But if you're having trouble finding the place, how to get to Amazon, we have a handy link available for you. Scopeshow.com/Amazon. It'll zip you right over to Amazon.
Yep, just zip, 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 zip.
Amazon.biz.cu.uk. Get you there. We can't tell you what happens behind the scenes.
It's magic, internet magic.
But you can do it, folks. Shane Becky.
Wow. I was hoping you'd vamp a little more because I've got
Oh, you want me to vamp?
I've got granola in my mouth.
Granola in your mouth. Wow.
I said that like I was British. Granola.
Keep checking my phone because my ship shopper is getting my groceries, Shane. Gotta wrap this up.
I have to go grocery shopping after this, so let's really wrap it up. So for Jared, Adam, and myself, thanks for listening to The Scope. We'll be back in a few weeks with more. Bye for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves once again at the end. I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I know I have. Fear not, Scope faithful. The days shall pass as if they were but a moment, and Jared, Adam, and Shane will return with another thrilling episode. Until then, send your comments to comments@thescopeshow.com or leave a voicemail message by dialing
612-21-SCOPE. That's 612-217-2673.
Thanks for listening, faithful fans. This is Tony Partington saying, tune in next time to another terrific edition of The Scope.